chemical bonding. Correct. So before starting this chapter, I just want to make a quick recap on the same. Like, what is the shape of the electron or shape of the atom or nucleus or whatever it is. Till now we have learned about what? K, L, M and N, right? K, L, M, N. K, L, M and so on. So we have all learned that it is of circular in shape. Orbits. Correct? Orbits, it's what? Circular in shape. But it's not like that. Once you come to class 11th or class 12, we are learning it in what shape? Orbitals. So instead of KLMN, we learn about something called SPDF. S meaning spherically symmetrical. The shape, it is not circular at all. It is not a circular shape. P being dumbbell shape. Again, I am repeating this stuff, okay, so that we will be much aware about this. D is what? Double dumbbell shape. Double dumbbell shape. Dumbbell shape. And F is a complex structure. Fine. Because we should know that there is a difference between what? Orbits and orbitals. Correct? So these are the basic prerequisites before entering this chapter, that we have to know these things. Now I will come to, this is not that important. Okay. This is not that important. Whatever you are now learning is fresh in topic. So first thing is what? Chemical bond. I'm coming to a chemical bond directly. So we all know what is a bond. Okay. So better I'll write down definition for this. So obviously this everyone knows, but still if it is asked in the examination, we have to write. So it is nothing but it is the attractive force which holds various constituents together in a molecule. Okay, so this is nothing but our chemical bond. Now, how many types of bond is there? How many types of chemical bond? Types. So bonding means obviously there will be an attractive force to bind them, correct? So the first one is the ionic bond. Ionic bond. Then covalent bond. And the last one, coordinate bond. So coordinate bond you won't study in this chapter. Okay, coordinate bond in the class 12th you have in what? Coordinate chemistry. Fine, in class 12 you have it. Ionic bond and covalent bond, mainly about covalent bond we will study. Fine. Yeah. Please copy down up to this. Once done, please message me in the chat option. Once copied down done, please message me in the chat option. Done. Okay. Perfect. So guys, this may not be asked. Okay. So the chapter name is nothing but what? Chemical bonding. That is a chapter name. Okay. Chapter name is chemical bonding. Fine. So I'll just go to the next page because I just want to complete this very, very important thing. Octet rule. Octet rule. So most of the topics you might be studied in your lower classes, correct? Yeah. So atoms of chemical bonds in order to complete their octet. Octet means what? 8 electrons to complete the octet. Octagon, correct? Which means what? 8 electrons. That's it. In their valence shell. Fine. So octet rule means they should have 8 electrons in their outermost shell or the valence shell. That's all. Fine. I hope everyone has. This is not that important. The next one is going to be important. Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to the next page. Lewis structure. So we are all talking about chemical bonding, correct? Fine. So pair of, the first one, the pair of bonded electrons is by means of dash. I'm writing down everything, okay, so that it will be imprinted in your brain. Dash means this symbol, bond symbol. This is called what? Bond. This is called bond, the dash symbol. I will do it much more clearly so that you will be able to write this thing down. The dash. This is my bond. Correct? And second thing is non-bonded pair. Non-bonded. Lone pair. Lone pair. Okay, or non-bonded electrons. No need to worry if you're not understanding the terms now. I will explain to you in clearly in these things. Are represented by dots. Are represented by dots. Okay. Correct? So now I will do one simple thing here. NH3. Okay, nitrogen has got, if I'm taking NH3 as an example, nitrogen has got how many electrons in the outermost shell? Nitrogen, how many electrons it has got? Can anyone tell me? Nitrogen has got, it is 2, 5, it is 7. So 5 electrons in the outermost shell. Nitrogen is almost 7, which means what? 2, 5 I can represent. Correct? So outermost shell has got what? How many? 5. So if I take NH3, hydrogen has got how many electrons in the outermost shell? Hydrogen has got how many electrons in the outermost shell? 1. Very good. So hydrogen has got 1 electron. So H, H, and H here. Correct? Find NH3. So now hydrogen needs how many electrons to satisfy or to follow the octet rule? Hydrogen needs how many? 1, 1, correct? So that I can put what? One circle I can put in hydrogen and make sure that this is okay. Hydrogen is satisfied here. Hydrogen is satisfied. But nitrogen totally how many are there? Totally 5. I have put 3, then extra 2 is coming here. Extra 2 is coming here. So is it satisfied is my question. Is the sharing satisfied for nitrogen also? So how will I draw the thing? Something like this. Correct? So nitrogen has got 8 electrons. Correct? It has got 3 electrons. 5 because it is 2, 8. It follows the octet rule. It received 3 electrons. It received what? 3 electrons from hydrogen. So guys, I am writing it down each and everything unlike in a PPT so that everyone understand this thing. So there is a lot of effort put into these things. Okay guys, fine. Is everyone clear? Is everyone clear? If it is clear, just write clear and send it to me in chat. Clear. Okay, Akash but clear. Fine. Excellent. Perfect, guys. So Lewis structure, we got it. Correct? Fine. Now I want you to make some questions. Make 2 questions and send it to me. Okay, just like this, take your periodic table and then send it to me. So guys, just give me 5-10 minutes of time. I'll just come now. Okay, just give me 5 to 10 minutes of time. Okay, yeah. Copy down these things. Give me 5 minutes of time. I'll come back to you. So guys, please send it to me to my WhatsApp number. Okay, fine. I'm not worried about the answers. Please send that to me in my WhatsApp number. Take a pic of it and send it to me in my WhatsApp number. So I think one more. Yeah, I think let me see the thing. Very good. So who is not familiar with this? I will tell you one more thing. Okay. While making the question. So I got only 3 answers. So while making the question, the most important thing for us is what? So again, I am coming to one thing, making questions. So you guys have sent me the questions. Correct? Some of you have solved and sent it to me. What is the most important thing in making question? We should make easy questions. Correct? So HCl, if you're taking HCl, hydrogen has got HCl, okay. Hydrogen has got how many? 1 electron. Chlorine has got how many? 7. Correct? So I can put here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and okay, 7 I can put here one more. Chlorine needs how many electrons? 8. Correct? So this is that. It is taking what? It is taking the 8 electrons from this. Hydrogen needs how many electrons? Hydrogen need only 2 electrons. Is it fine? So guys, you understood this thing. HCl is a known compound for us. So the question is, see, the question which I wanted you to make is just like NH3 or HCl, chlorine 17. Everyone agree with this? 2, 8, 7. Correct? So which means 7 electrons in the outermost shell. So let me check 2, 4, 6, 7. So yeah, I just want to make one thing below. Yeah, I think now it's correct. Yeah, sorry guys, I just made a small mistake. Yeah, it is 7 electrons. Yes. So chlorine means 7 electrons. Yes. So the main important focus of me in making question is to make sure that we know the answer. So making question means, because I got one of the question is NO2, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. How do you write NO2? See, I told you to make questions which we should know. H2O you can make, correct? Very good. H2O, let me see others. HCl, yes. Krish, HCl. H2O, very good. Chitranjan. Rishabh and Karthik? Yeah, H2O, Adi, very good. Yeah. So everyone is clear about this? Is everyone clear about this? CO2, correct. Is everyone clear about this? I think now I'm getting them. Yeah. Perfect. No, the thing is that only once you make mistake, we will grow. And I'm teaching you how to make questions. Yes, very good. I'm teaching you mainly how to make question. Make question in the sense we start with what? 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Again, I'm repeating this. We don't start with 100 plus 2 is equal to 102. Correct? We choose compounds which we are very familiar with and very easy to deal with. Okay, yeah. And then coming to the NO2, I'll come to that. So there are some exceptions to the octet rule. Exceptions. So this is all about chemistry, correct? There are exceptions to the octet rule. That I'll write it now. That is species with odd number of electrons. NO comma NO2. Correct? These things they will ask in what? Entrance. The ones which I am writing it down is very important for the NEET, JEE or CET or whatever exam. JEE mains or CET. Okay. I'm writing it out in words so that you will be able to understand it better. Incomplete octet for the central atom. So just like lithium chloride, LiCl, beryllium hydride, BeH2, and boron trichloride, BCl3. Exceptions. Okay. The last one, expanded one. One is species the odd number of electrons, incomplete octet rule, and last one is expanded octet. Expanded octet. This is my expanded spelling, EXPANDED. Expanded octet for the central atom. So this I'll write on the below. What are the central atoms thing? PF5, SF6, and H2SO4. So these are something exception to the octet rule. Especially the NO and NO2. If you're done completing this, let me know. Yeah. So guys, for example, the expanded octet, what does that actually mean? In a valence shell, what does it actually mean? Expanded octet means what actually? More than what? 8 electrons. Correct? More than 8 electrons. Obviously, octet meaning 8. So if it is more than 8, it is called expanded octet. Fine. If it is having more than 8 electrons, in the sense 8 valence electrons, 8 to be very specific with you, more than greater than 8 valence electrons. Okay. Yeah. I hope it's a very easy thing. Expanded octet means more than 8 electrons in the valence shell. That's all. Valence is the outermost shell. So that is the reason I am telling you till class 10th, what you learned actually, we have learned about orbit. Correct? What is orbit? It is not spherical in shape, it is circular. Correct? But once you come to class 11, we are saying this is wrong. We are dealing about what? Orbitals. Orbitals has got various shape. It may be spherically symmetric. It may be dumbbell shape. This is correct for us. So similarly, once you go higher the classes, we will know there are a lot of wrong things and a lot of right things. Correct. For example, Rutherford plum pudding model, Niels Bohr. Correct. All of this we have studied in our lower classes. But actually speaking, those are all failure models. Everyone agree or disagree? Rutherford and Niels Bohr or whatever it is, are those models failure or not? Tell me, is it failure or it is perfect model? Yeah. So only two things, two answers I got now. What about rest of you? Is Rutherford, yeah, failure model, correct? So which means now only you guys are going to the correct path. Again, if you are doing chemistry in deep, then you will find some other things too. Correct? But in order to understand the basics only, we are studying or starting from scratch. Fine. Yeah. Okay. So now let's come to our main topic thing in this. Ionic bonding. Very important. Ionic bonding. Very easy also, guys. Okay. So formation of ionic bond takes place between what? A metal and a non-metal. So formation of ionic bonding takes place between a metal and a non-metal by transfer of electrons. Okay. Fine. By what? A transfer of electron. So can you just tell me an example for this? What about sodium chloride, NaCl? Is it ionic bonding? Sodium chloride. Yes. Why? Because sodium is what? Sodium is a non-metal, right? Is sodium non-metal? How many of you say yes? Is sodium a non-metal? Is sodium a metal or a non-metal? How many of you say sodium is a non-metal? So I think everyone knows sodium is a metal. And what is a non-metal? Chlorine. Correct? But we clearly know sodium chloride, NaCl. The best example to remember what? Ionic bonding. We don't by heart any of the things. We remember examples and try to visualize and get the things. So how to remember this thing? If you study this thing by heartly, like formation of ionic bonding takes place between a metal and non-metal, there is a chance of forgetting. Correct? So remember the examples and then try to do it. So I hope you are clear with this. Correct? Next thing is, what are the various conditions for the formation of ionic bonding? Various conditions for the formation of ionic bonding. Okay, I'll tell you the thing. There is something called ionization enthalpy. Low ionization enthalpy. What is meant by ionization enthalpy? Can anyone tell me? Enthalpy meaning heat. Ionization enthalpy. And what is a cation? I can mute any of the student here. Okay. Let me see who can tell this thing. I think Krish can say the answer. Krish, can you unmute?
So,
Yeah. So Krish, can you say what is ionization enthalpy and what is a cation?
sir, ionization enthalpy is the amount of heat which is required for the formation of the formation or breaking of the ionic bond. And cation is positively charged
Positive
ions which get attracted towards the cathode.
Very good. Very good. So guys, ionization enthalpy, what is ionization enthalpy actually in this? I'm just connecting my mic now. Yeah. How many of you have not heard about ionization enthalpy before? Not heard about. Yeah. Okay. Cation and anion? I want answer from everyone, okay? Yeah, fine. So guys, if you don't know ionization enthalpy, I'll explain to you. Okay, fine. It's not really a big thing. So it is a minimum amount of energy. Correct? What is it? It is a minimum. Enthalpy means heat. Okay, minimum amount of energy. Wherever heat is involved, there will be energy. So minimum amount of energy. Okay, fine. To remove the valence electron, to remove the most loosely bound electron, to remove the most loosely bound electrons. But even if I write like this, we may not be able to understand. For that, we have to visualize again. So as I told you, once you come to class 11, there is nothing called KLMN, correct? So I will draw the three structures. I want you to visualize this thing, okay? KLM. So I have drawn one electron here. Okay, in the K I have drawn two electrons, 1 and 2. In the L shell I have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So which electron from which shell can be removed? Again, KLMN shells. If I want, I can replace it with what? SPDF. SPD. Once you come to class 11, KLM is replaced by SPD. S meaning spherically symmetrical, P dumbbell shape, D double dumbbell shape. From which orbital? I'm talking about what? Which orbital, not orbits. Okay, can the electron be removed easily? Yes, from the D. Why D? Because there is one more thing, S greater than P greater than D greater than F. So which means removing an electron from S and P is actually difficult compared to D and F. This also we have to remember. For what? Entrance. For entrance, we have to remember this. So try to visualize. We cannot by heart these things and keep. Draw everything. Visualize. Draw it. Okay. That's the only way we can beat them out. Clear? Yeah. Anyone having any doubt in this? If you have doubt, you should ask me now. So this is nothing but the condition for formation of ionic bonding, low ionization enthalpy of cation. Correct? No doubts. I think only from 4 students I got. Any doubts? You draw the diagram, everything will be clear. Okay, once we draw the diagram, everything will be clear. So cation is what? Positive ion. Okay, fine. Yeah. Perfect. So next is high lattice energy, that I'll write it here. High lattice energy. What is meant by this lattice energy? Is anyone hearing for the first time? Lattice energy. First time. Okay. Okay, I think 4 first times. Yeah, then okay, fine. I'll write in next page actually. What is this lattice energy? So guys, we know this energy, okay? Lattice energy, we all know what it is. I am sure that everyone knows something called potential energy. Correct? Potential energy, everyone might have heard. Correct? So lattice energy is a type of potential energy. Is a type of potential energy. Okay. So this lattice energy is nothing but what? So this is nothing but the amount of energy required to break the ionic compound. Energy required to break the ionic, this is my spelling, ionic compound. Okay, fine. Into what? Into its constituent atoms. Constituent atoms. Is it clear for everyone? So it's a kind of potential energy only. Fine. So this is the only reason. Yes. This is the only reason. One more thing regarding entrance. I'll tell now. Yeah. This has got high melting point and boiling point. Which one? The ionic compounds. That's all. High melting point and boiling point. So it write here what? High lattice energy. High lattice energy. Okay. Yeah. You can just put this line also. High lattice energy. Done. Okay. If you're done, let me know. So I thought I'll come in picture now. Let me see that. Yeah, let me see. I don't know whether everyone can see me. I hope everyone is able to see me now. Okay. So guys, coming to the class and the sessions. Okay. Since you are all at your home, correct? So we need something called initiative, things and responsibility and accountability. Correct? Fine. We should be sincere towards ourselves. See how much sweat. I cannot put the fan here. Okay. I cannot put the fan or anything here. Okay. So that much effort I am putting to make sure that you get the desired rank. Okay. So this I just want to tell in between. Fine. So that you should know how a teacher is feeling. Okay. And whatever doubts are there, okay, feel free to let me know. Okay. And I will be giving you some assignments after the end of the session. Okay. So you have to completely do it and send it to me. For individual people, I'll be giving individual assignments. It is not something for the whole group. Fine. So individually, I want to nurture each and every one of you. Because entrance rank, we cannot get if it is a bulk of 30, 40 students. I cannot give the entrance rank. Yes, entrance ranks are produced even 100 people. Okay. If the student is so bright enough, definitely he'll get a rank. Fine. Yeah. So this I just want to tell you, maybe in video, because I hope everyone's bandwidth is good. That's the reason I came into it. Fine. Yeah. So with this, I just want to stop the video. So those who have not seen me, correct? In live, they can see me. That much tiresome is this thing. Fine, guys. Yeah. Okay. I hope everyone has written down this thing. Coming to covalent bonding. Ionic bonding is what? Metal and a non-metal. Covalent bonding is what? I'll write down an example, HCl. What does it mean? It is between two non-metals sharing the what? Sharing electrons between them. Correct. Two non-metals sharing electrons between them. Very good. Okay, yeah. So I think we know all of these things. Now coming to one of the most important theory, it is VSEPR. Okay, valence shell. Very easy theory, guys. Do not get afraid about these things. Okay. When I was in your age, I was afraid about this particular thing. VSEPR theory. Valence shell, electron pair, repulsion. So how many of you are afraid about or kind of something felt bad about seeing this VSEPR? Electron pair repulsion. Electron and electron both are negatively charged. Correct? Electron and what? Electron. Electron and electron both are negatively charged. So like charges attract or repel. Like charges attract or repel. Correct. So here also this guy is saying that only. Electron is what negatively charged thing, so it will repel. First point is done. Correct? Then the important point he focuses on the order of repulsion. What is it called? Order of repulsion. So guys, this is a pakka question in your board exam or the school exam level. Postulates. They will ask postulates of VSEPR theory. Entrance also this will come. What I'm going to write is in entrance. This will be in one of your options. This will be in one of your options. Order of repulsion. Okay. Lone pair LP. Okay. Lone pair LP meaning what? LP is not Louis Philippi, it is lone pair. Okay. BP is called bond pair. Okay. LP greater than BP greater than BP. This is actually in your what thing? In entrance. In entrance, they can ask. They will just try to confuse you. They'll give you BP greater than BP or something like that. Fine. Yeah. Order of repulsion. Up to this done. The first point is what? Like charges will get repelled. Second thing is order of repulsion. Third point again they are telling about first point only. Electron repulsion is there, right? Due to this electron repulsion, molecule shape is formed. What is formed? Molecule shape or shape of the molecule is formed or determined. Determining the value of the electron repulsion, shape of the molecule is like that only determined. Fine? Yeah. So if we can understand these three things, and then if you read your NCERT textbook, okay, it's very easy for us to do it. Molecule shape or shape of the molecule is determined by electron repulsion. If you're done with this, let me know. Yeah. Fine. Okay, I think everyone is done. Perfect. Dipole moment. Whichever topic, if we are hearing for the first time, then there is a greater chance for us to forget the thing. Correct? So for that, there is a medicine with me that I'm going to show now. What is the medicine? The art of visualization. Okay, fine. What is it called? Art of visualization. So I drew two circles, plus Q and minus Q. What is Q represents? We all studied in class 10, electricity, charge. Correct? Then I'm just drawing a line. I'm just drawing a line. So what is meant by dipole moment? Now you can write, you can see how many charges? Two charges, correct? Of opposite sign. So now you can write two equal and opposite charges. Opposite charges. Correct? And they are separated by a distance d. Correct? If you are not familiar with this, I'll draw one more line in this. This is my distance d. Two equal and opposite charges, that is plus Q and minus Q, plus Q and minus Q, separated by a distance d. So if you're doing like this, then there is no need for a study. Separated by distance d is called what? Dipole moment. So guys, I'm teaching you how to study now. We are not here to, I'm not just here to teach. I want to make sure that whatever I teach should be there in your mind forever. So first step is what? Draw two charges. Put plus q minus q. Put a distance d. That's it. So two equal and opposite charges, two equal. These two charges should be equal, and one is plus and another is minus. Separate by distance d. This is called what? Dipole moment. Is everyone clear? Is there any need for you to by heart these things? Is everyone clear in this? So this is how we have to learn this. Yes, very good. I'm very happy. If you are able to learn like this, you can learn anything. Whichever thing you're feeling difficult, right? Chemistry is very well below the level. It is very easy. Okay. Draw the diagram. Any topic, let it be physics, chemistry, maths, biology, or computer science also. Try to visualize. Okay. Try to relate to real world things. Okay. Then we need not study it all again. Fine, guys? Yeah. Okay. So with this, I want to end today's session. And yes, for the doubts, I think I'll just pause. Non-metal. Is sodium a metal or a non-metal?
Sir, metal.
Correct. What is chlorine?
Sir,
Non-metal, right? Correct?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if I take NaCl, sodium has got how many electrons? NaCl. Chitranjan, you can also help me in this. Chlorine has got how many? 17, right? 287 for chlorine.
Yes, sir.
What about
17.
sodium? What is sodium thing? 281, 11. Correct. This is 17.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So sodium has got how many electrons here? 1.
Right.
So sodium needs how many more electrons? Sodium is what actually doing? It is giving an electron, right?
Yes, sir.
Sodium is giving an electron now. This electron sodium is losing.
Yeah.
Correct. So that sodium will become what? This one I can erase from this. So sodium will become Na proper. This will have 8 electrons. This will have in the outermost shell. Correct.
Yes, sir.
So this will become what? 288 and this will be 280.
0.
This will be put by ionic bonding. Are you clear now?
Yes, sir.
What is your next doubt?
Sir, I'm clear with.
Clear? Very good.
Yes, sir.
Then you can leave the session.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Okay.